Welcome back to my channel. It is now week 9 of the NFL season, and that means it is time for my official week 9 power rankings, in which I give you my top 10 teams in the NFL. And if you're asking yourself why you should care about my power rankings, well, I rented out ESPN Studios and I have on a suit minus a tie. That puts me above almost everybody else, at least I think so. At number 10 is the Baltimore Ravens. They are one of the best teams in the NFL at some times, and then they inexplicably lose. They lost to the Browns, a terrible loss, and they lost to the Raiders. It seems like a real case of playing down to the opponent. But Lamar Jackson has been probably the best quarterback in the NFL this year. Derrick Henry has been the best running back in the NFL this year. The offense is very good. However, in a very un-Ravens-like fashion, the defense, especially the passing defense, has been a disaster. Ed Reed is rolling in his bed right now. Not in his grave, he's still alive. But anyways, the passing defense is so bad that it lets teams come back. Even the Cowboys almost came back against the Ravens. But their talent on offense is enough to keep them in the top 10. And this is where people will probably start becoming upset, because there are a lot of 5-2 or 6-2 teams right now. Everyone has their favorite, and it's just kind of up to you to decide who's the best. But I spent a good amount of time thinking about it, and I will stand by my list all the way until next Monday, or actually next Tuesday when it becomes week 10, and then I will change it all. But anyways, at number 9 is the Houston Texans. While they are 6-2, a lot of these are close games, and I don't think they should be close games. They almost remind me of the Eagles' 10-1 season last year, where you're like, okay, they're 10-1, that's a great record. They don't look amazing, and it's probably because of injuries, especially to whether it was Joe Mixon or Nico Collins, now Stephon Diggs, but their offense just has not been clicking quite as much as I thought it would. With Diggs out for the season, we'll have to see what happens, especially since Nico is not back yet. Their defense has been okay, but not excellent. They've been clutch. You had to give it to them. They've won close games. They're 6-2. They have dominated their division. They have a good chance of being the 1 seed. Maybe not because of the Chiefs. But they are a good team, but they are not an elite team, at least not yet. They still have to prove that to me. At number 8 is the Minnesota Vikings. They just lost 2 weeks in a row. Who knows, this might be another disastrous Vikings season where they start out 5-0 and then collapse. I don't think it will. I think they are a good team, but I don't think they're an elite team. I think their offense is kind of like how Miami's offense was last year, where when it starts going, it's really good, but if it has trouble to start the game, they just can't figure it out. The first loss was against the Lions, which of course is acceptable because it's the Lions. The second loss was against the Rams in a close one, but this just shows the cracks in the foundation, and while I think it's a good regular season story, I think they're going to cool off the rest of the season. At number 7, I have the Washington Commanders, everybody's favorite team right now. While they are a very fun offense, and their defense has been playing much better than expected. Their defense was supposed to be really bad. They traded away their best players on the defense last year. However, the past month, the Commanders' defense is respectable, and their offense has the most impressive rookie quarterback since all the way in 2023 with CJ Stroud. But anyways, it's a complete team. They believe in themselves. They fight hard. They're coached well. It's a good team, but I just have this feeling that they're going to collapse. This could be the Eagles fan in me thinking, oh, Washington always collapses. And well, that's because they always have since I've been alive. So I think they're going to come down to earth as well, especially when they play some tougher opponents. At number 6 is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ever since Russell Wilson started, controversially, it has been a genius move, and their offense actually can pass the ball. The wide receivers have to love it. Russell Wilson is still a good quarterback. He was a good quarterback last year. I thought he was last year. And then the Broncos just didn't want him. But he is a top half of the NFL quarterback. He has good enough wide receivers. The running game has been really good recently with Najee Harris actually looking like a good running back. But of course, the important side of the ball for the Steelers, other than their special teams, which has been excellent recently, is the defense, causing an extreme amount of turnovers that this team lives off of. And while I might think they're a little fluky, it's happened the entire year, and they're 6-2. So I guess it's not just a fluke. And while I still don't think they're really Super Bowl contenders, I think they actually might win a playoff game or two, which I didn't think under Justin Fields. At number 5 is the Green Bay Packers. This team has looked amazing. The Packers defense has been greatly improved this year. Their running game is really good. They have, of course, the deepest wide receiver core in the NFL, and Jordan Love has looked okay. But he's looking okay, and they're 6-2, which is a big compliment for the team and for the coaching staff. If Jordan Love can play good, then this could be the best team in the NFL. At number 4 is the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen has played outstanding. Their defense, even though it keeps on losing pieces, I think has still played fairly well. But really, back to Josh Allen, he has been a top 3 quarterback in the NFL this year, and the running game with Cook and Josh Allen and Ray Davis has been good. At number 3, you might call me a bit of a homer for this, but I have the Philadelphia Eagles. The past 3 weeks since the bye, the Eagles have played phenomenal. Their defense has only allowed, I think, 2 touchdowns the past 3 weeks. Their offense, now that they have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, is what we expected. They're putting up about 30 points per game. There haven't been any offensive turnovers. They actually caused 2 turnovers the past week. They destroyed the Giants, which, who cares? But they also destroyed the Bengals. And this week, they play the Jaguars. They could destroy 3 teams in a row. That means you're on fire. That means you're a top 3 team in the NFL. As long as Jalen Hurts doesn't turn the ball over, this team could be really good. At number 2, I have the Detroit Lions. They've blown out some teams really badly the past few weeks. Like this week, they won by 40 points, and Jared Goff only threw for like 100 yards. This team can do anything. The running game, best in the NFL. Passing game is very efficient, almost no incomplete passes. The defensive side of the ball has been very good. It's very painful to lose Aiden Hutchinson a few weeks ago, and maybe they'll make a trade to make up for this. But even without him, they're opportunistic. They put in a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and this team is very well coached. And then finally at number 1, you know who it is. It is the world champion Kansas City Chiefs. They will be number 1 until they lose, and they haven't lost. I can't really say too much else about it, because what is there to say? They don't look great, and then they win, and then they don't look great, and then they win, and then Patrick Mahomes throws 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, and then they win. That's just what they do. So, I think we just have to get used to it at this point. But anyways, that is my top 10. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. Leave your top 10. Like, subscribe for more NFL content, and I will see you later.